Level 99, the pinnacle of power for a yokai. Very few yokai ever reach this level. In this series, I will raise yokai to level 99 in strange ways and environments because, well, more or less, I'm crazy. This is the Level 99 Gauntlet. For this gauntlet, we're going to try to raise a yokai to level 99 by only battling E-rank yokai. If you didn't know, E-rank yokai are the weakest in the game and yield very little EXP. So this is going to be a really tough challenge. It's going to require hundreds of hours of gameplay. Let's get into it. Just to let you guys know, we're starting this out with 225 hours of playtime and prepare for that number to get a lot higher. Before we can jump right into the gauntlet, we had some setup to do. I went to the Crank Yokai to try to crank an E-rank yokai that I'd want to push up to level 99 as I only saw it fit to use an E-rank. I found Sandmeh, who is the perfect person because I love this yokai and honestly was excited to push him up. I decided to nickname him Gauntlet because, he's part of the first ever Gauntlet on this channel. However, the preparation was still not nearly over. I then got a soul that boosted the experience after a battle. I raised it to level 10 using the treasure trove feature, and still we are not done. We still had to get a team of Draggies, because you see, Draggy has an ability called Hard Worker, where all the yokai receive more experience points after a battle. So we set out to catch ourselves a team of Draggy. So I set out on a hunt for this mythical Draggy, and after resetting this area about 25 times, I would say, I finally encountered the D-rank yokai Draggy. I was able to befriend him because I gave him a forbidden fruit, because I was not trying to risk having to do all those resets again, even though I will have to do it 4 more times to complete the team. So just like that, 1 out of the 5 Draggies are caught. This next run took even longer. I didn't find just 1, but 2 S-rank yokai before I found another Draggy. In total, around 37 resets. Finally, though, we ran into a Draggy, and again, I was not risking anything, so I used another forbidden fruit. So now, we have 2 out of our 5 Draggy caught. I'm going to try to speedrun the rest of this section so you guys aren't bored out of your mind. But anyway, we were encountering many S-ranks, but not many Draggies. In fact, we encountered 8 S-rank yokai, and in the end, only 5 Draggies. So, slowly but surely, we caught Draggy number 3, Draggy number 4, and then we got one of the biggest droughts I've had in history, and after almost 275 resets in total, we finally got our 5th Draggy. We befriended him, added him to the team, maxed out our Draggies, and officially we're ready to start this challenge. But that'll have to wait for day 2 because I am tired. Since all the preparation was complete, on day 2 I was able to get right into grinding. I decided to begin the gauntlet in Breezy Hills, where I'd bike around Gourd Pond, encountering as many E-ranks as I could. Then I would reset the area and repeat this process. The EXP began coming in, but it was slow and extremely minimal, and I only averaged 5 to 10 EXP per battle, even with all these boosts. So about an hour into pushing, I made the decision to move to a new area. At this point, we did about 40 encounters, and we had our Sandmeh at level 6. I decided to move to East Pine, where in an alleyway you can find a wild E-rank yokai that I don't even need to hunt for. I can simply encounter it, leave the alley, and re-encounter it again. This was a huge momentum shift for this gauntlet, as the ease to encounter the yokai became greatly easier, and also the EXP yield became a lot larger. Instead of getting 5 to 10 EXP per battle, we were getting around 40 EXP per battle consistently. However, saying that this made the gauntlet easy would be an extreme understatement, as I finished the night off at around 400 battles and only had my Sandmeh at level 14. This was kinda deflating, and with 10 hours since the start of this challenge and only a level 14 Sandmeh, wasn't looking good. But on day 3, I plan on getting a lot more progress. Day 3 was a long day of grinding and spending hours upon hours in the hotel alleyway, battling these yokai over and over again for such minimal amounts of EXP. But slowly but surely, the levels started pouring in. We eventually got our Sandmeh to 16, and after that, I kinda got on a roll. Getting a consistent 40 EXP per battle, I was eventually, at the end of the day, able to push Sandman up to level 33. And we ended day 3 about 25 hours into the gauntlet, around 1,400 battles, and committed a mass genocide to the Quagmire population. Day 4 started in East Pine again, with me battling more Quagmira and Zip Unlocks for hours on end. The levels began to come in a lot slower, as it took around 45 minutes to gain one level. That being said, the levels did start to come in as we hit level 34, then we hit level 35. However, I was getting tired of grinding in the same area, even after it was spiced up by a random evil yokai encounter, who was indeed an E-rank yokai if you were wondering. So I decided to venture out and try to find a new place to kind of grind up some EXP. I decided to head over to the scrapyard, not necessarily because the EXP yield was a lot greater or the ease to encounter yokai was a lot easier, but more just for the change of scenery. In addition, I always just loved this location, especially with the Juggernaut boss fight, so here I got to grinding once more. After taking a small break from this gauntlet, day 5 started off with me grinding some more levels while I watched one of my favorite TV shows, Regular Show. With each level taking now up to an hour to complete, I decided to try to spice up the challenge by trying to run an experiment. For the next 100 yokai I fought, I tried to see how many I would befriend with the base befriending odds. Basically, I wouldn't use any items or anything to improve the chances, and just see out of my next 100 battles how many of the yokai I would befriend. Up until this point, I had just been turning away the yokai that wanted to befriend me, as I almost was running out of space in my medallion. But starting now, I started to take more interest in seeing if I could befriend as many yokai as I could in the 100 encounters. Didn't really know what to expect, and once the yokai started coming in, I was kind of surprised how scarce it was, and out of the 100 encounters, I only befriended 6 yokai. I continued to push levels for the rest of the night, making some pretty good progress as I continued to destroy the yokai at the scrapyard. Each battle, the EXP was inconsistent, so it was fun to see how much I would get, ranging from 30 to 60. And as I hit the 60-hour mark on this gauntlet, I decided to call it a day. Day 6 started at the scrapyard, where me and my Sandman were gradually raising up the ranks as we defeated more and more yokai. With a bit of elbow grease and a lot of button mashing, we began to raise up in ranks, hitting level 53, 54, and 55. At this point, though, I had a decision to make. Up to this point, I had been debating whether or not I wanted to evolve my Sandman into a Mr. Sandman. To do this, you have to get the Sand Suit, which is a really rare item that you can only get by winning the lottery. I decided that I could do both. I tried to find a yokai that was an E rank that could drop lottery tickets, and I could also grind for the gauntlet, and I found that in Flip It. To increase the chances of getting lottery tickets, I put a team together. Dead Cool steals from opponents. Watson increases the likelihood for them to drop items, and Jibanyan T also always steals an item when attacking. We still have Gauntlet and our 2 draggies on our team to boost EXP, and so we got to grinding. The change of scenery made it fun and exciting to play these battles, and in addition I had some goals. To get my Sandman to level 60 and also get 20 tickets. With our goals set, all that was left to do was grind and grind and grind. With a new fun team build and new exciting battles, the grind felt fresh and exciting, and we didn't even take too much of an EXP cut by switching over to here. And as the lottery tickets started coming in, I was getting more and more excited. After around an hour or two of gameplay, we finally got our 20 lottery tickets. I want to quickly share some of my findings. First of all, I believe the odds of the lottery ticket to drop to be about 1 in 10, as that's kind of what happened to me. In addition, I'm pretty sure that Pandal's befriending rate is a lot higher than typical Yokai, because I seem to be befriending a ton of Pandals. Of course, I had to turn them all away because my medallion was pretty much full, but it was quite strange. After completing that little side quest, I decided to get back to grinding with my normal team of draggies. We headed back to the scrapyard and continued to inflict chaos on all the local yokai. We finished the day with both our goals complete. I was very excited about this and planned on having my day 7 be a very chill day where we just tried to win the lottery. I also had 300 hours of playtime, so that's pretty crazy. My only plan for day 7 was to get the sand suit from the lottery. To get that, we have to get the last triangle prize. If you're wondering how you do that, you just need to reset the lottery until the sand suit's in rotation, and doing this, you have to sleep. After sleeping a couple times, I headed back over to the candy shop to see if it was reset and if the sand suit was in rotation for the lottery. Sadly, this time it wasn't, so it's back on the grind. After we finally got the sand suit to show up, it was time to win the lottery. After I won the sand suit, I decided I'd wait till later to fuse my sand mat with it, and decided to keep it a sand mat until I hit level 99. On day 8, I decided to move to Seaside Cave to continue the gauntlet, and this was the greatest decision I have ever made, as now the battles were easier, and the EXP yield was absolutely insane. We were getting 10 times XP we were getting previously, and the completion of this gauntlet seemed way more realistic now. I continued to grind deep into the night while watching Absolblog's Pokemon, and now I need to take a second to talk about this character. This YouTuber inspired me to make this video and so many other videos on my channel. I've been really into his content lately, and I really think he's one of the best creators out there. I just want to give him a shout out because this is the reason why I made this video, is because of him and his amazing videos. So I definitely suggest you check him out. Anyway, back to the grind. The only hiccup in this otherwise perfect situation was the fact that sometimes a Rith could appear, who is a D rank. So in these situations, we were forced to use a plush to be able to flee and get out of the battle. But since I had max of them, it didn't seem like it would be too much of a problem. The levels began to come a lot quicker, as instead of getting a level every 100 or so battles, we got it every 50 or less. It was insane. I can't believe I hadn't thought of this place sooner. We ended the day with a ton of progress, with so much less battles than we had to do before. And now, the end of the gauntlet was in sight. Day 9 was the final day of this journey that so far has taken so much time. But I don't regret any of it, as I'm pretty much confident that I'm the first person to ever do anything like this. The levels began to come in, and with our final 20 levels before hitting that 99, I was getting more and more excited each time our EXP bar filled up and we leveled up. just 2 levels to go, the reality of this gauntlet didn't really start to sink in. I had played nearly 100 hours at this point and had become really attached and gotten used to the method of grinding. Eventually we hit 98 and we were 1 level away. This has honestly been one of the craziest things I've ever done, so, show some love to this video. I plan on making more videos like this in the future. But anyway, back to the gauntlet. This is the final battle, so I'm going to play it in its entirety. We did it. Level 99 Sandman, only battling E-rank Yokai. Took around 6,000 battles, around 100 hours of gameplay, but it was worth it for this insane accomplishment. Of course, we had one thing left to do: fuse our Sandman to make a Mr. Sandman. And that marks the end of this gauntlet. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was really fun to make. I plan on making videos like this in the future, as I said previously. Hopefully one that's not as long as this, though. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe. And also check out Opsoblog's Pokemon, who gave me the idea for this challenge. Anyway, guys, until next time, peace.